Hey y'all, Exidian here. Corekeeper 1.0 came out and broke a good portion of my electronics, so I'll be making new tutorials. Um, Welcome back. This is the third iteration of the moving item filter. Actually, I guess technically it's like the 15th iteration, but this is the third one I'm making a tutorial on. The moving item filter 2.0 broke, no longer works. So, yeah, here we are. Just a quick demonstration. Let's put some items in. We'll put items in the system here. And you can see that the what seeds are these again? Yeah, the glow tulip seeds come out this end, the heartberry seeds come out this end, and everything else goes down to this end. So that is the nature of a moving item filter. Check out one of my older videos. The tutorials aren't relevant, but the theory is still sound in them as to why you would want one of these and the gist of how they work. We will go over the gist of how this one in particular works, but I still do recommend checking out the other videos because the information there is still very useful. So, for this moving item filter, the way that it works is these bottom three arms turn on all at the same time. Then one tick later, and this drill as well. Then one tick later, this arm turns on. And then one tick after that, I'm going to enter God mode real quick. This top arm here turns on. And then two ticks after that, this drill turns on. Now, what does all of that do? Well, these four arms simply cycle items around in one circle, out of and back into this chest, to ensure that the filter item constantly keeps coming back into the chest. The chest itself is then filled with a bunch of filler items, so that when this arm puts an item into the chest, if it's not the filter item, or I guess technically the filler item, but it should never be the filler item, if it's not the filter item, it'll end up dropping onto the ground where this drill will pick it up and pass it along to the next filter. If it is the filter item, it'll join a stack with the one filter item and get pulled out here where only one of the filter items will end up in this pedestal, the rest will be dropped to the ground where this drill will then pick it up. Same as with other moving item filters, it's just this one happens more one step at a time. Once again, these three bottom ones turn on, then this one turns on, then the top one turns on, and then the drill turns on two ticks later. So let's make one. So the materials that you will need to build the moving item filter are just these 8 different items, and this is the quantities. So 6 conveyor belts, 3 electrical wires, 6 logic circuits, 7 cross circuits, a double wide chest, must be double wide, 5 robot arms, 2 drills or crude drills, either works, 3 pedestals, they can be of any material, stone, whatever, but they must be pedestals, and 2 electricity generators. In addition to that, you will need 35 filler items and 4 of your filter item. In this case, the one we're going to be building will be filtering wood. Other useful things is a torch would be nice just to light up the center of the filter, make it a bit easier to see, and I recommend having a wooden hoe on you. This will allow you to pull up piece of cross circuitry if you accidentally make a mistake and mess something up. You can pull it up without breaking everything that's on top of it. Alright, so let's get into it. The first thing we're going to need to do is if we have take our 1-tick pulse generator if it's close and we need to move it down. So let's get to that. Okay, and we'll get rid of the wire. Alright, so to start, I like to lay out the robot arms and drills first. So yeah, let's start with that. So first we're gonna do the center loop. You want a robot arm facing left, then a robot arm facing up, then a robot arm facing right, and a robot arm facing down. They should be going in clockwise order, but the arrows will be facing counterclockwise when you place it. Then we'll place down our So then we'll place down our last robot arm, which is 3 tiles to the left of the top robot arm. So right here, and it is facing left. So next we'll put down our drills. So 1 tile down and 1 tile to the right of the most recently placed robot arm. You want a drill facing up. And then 2 tiles to the right of the top robot arm. You want a drill facing left. Next, we'll place down our pedestals. The reason we place pedestals first is it's a lot easier to interact with pedestals when there's not circuitry under them. So let's place 1 pedestal here, 1 pedestal here, 1 pedestal here. Into these pedestals, we will put our filter items, 1 in each. If you can't reach the pedestal, like I can't, simply break the drill, open up the pedestal, put the filter item in, and put the drill back. Like so. And then next, before we put down our chest, it might be a little difficult to see, so first we will put down the cross circuit that goes under the chest. So place 1 right here in the only little corner nook left that doesn't have a pedestal, and then press E once to toggle it to this state. Then from there we can put down our chest, and we will fill it with 1 filter item and our 35 filler items. The filler items can be any item that you don't expect to run through this system, or if you do expect any items to run through this system, then you can use non-stackable items such as armor, clothing, tools, weapons, etc. Next up, let's place down our logic circuits. So we're going to have 1 logic circuit to the left of the left drill, pointing up into the top left arm. We're going to have 4 logic circuits on the right side, so 2 tiles to the right of the bottom right pedestal. We're going to go right, right, and then 2 tiles above that, we're going to go left, left. And oh, right. And so then 1 tile above the leftmost arm, we're going to have a logic circuit pointing rightwards, like so. And we also will have a cross circuit to the right of that logic circuit. We will not press E at all, it just stays just like that. Now, to power this logic circuit, we're going to add one electrical wire right under the already existing generator. If this is your first item filter and you're not extending an existing item filter downwards, then you'll need to provide this generator. Then to power this logic circuit here, we're going to add our own generator to its left. To power these logic circuits, we're going to add one generator here on the right side of, or on the right middle portion, and then give it an electrical wire like so to power the other two. And then we're going to connect up these logic circuits with cross circuits. On the bottom right, place one cross circuit, press E twice. Then upwards from that, place a cross circuit, do not press E on that one. And then up from that, place a cross circuit and press E once. To the left of the logic circuit, we're going to add a cross circuit. And then to the left of that, we're going to add a wire. Next, lastly, we're going to add one more cross circuit to the left, under the bottom left pedestal, and we're going to press E on that once. For reference, once again, when you press E on the cross circuit once, it looks like that. Now what we should have is a loop that goes down, over, and up, so all three of these are connected. Then that loop continues to the left to this drill, up to this logic circuit, up to this robot arm, up to this logic circuit, right, down from the above logic circuit, above cross circuit from the other filter, down here, and then to the right into this arm. And then the path should split here at the corner and go right, over, up, and left into this drill. So lastly, we will... Oh, my bad. So I forgot, put the light down in the center. It's not required, but it does make it a little easier to see. Lastly, we will need to put down our conveyor belts. So leading right out of the rightmost drill, we put down 3 conveyor belts to lead the items out to the right. And leading left out of the bottom of the leftmost drill, we'll go left, left, and then down to lead to the next item filter. But my mistake. Actually, we do need to do that, but we need to do it for the above item filter, which currently doesn't have those belts. There we go. So now items that are filtered out of this item filter will end up in our new item filter. So now let's reconnect our item filter and see what we get. So first we need to rebuild our 1-tick pulse emitter. So we'll just do that. That's easy enough. We'll connect it up. We're going to disable our clock input for a second while we rebuild. And now we'll re-enable our clock input. As you can see, wood keeps being passed around in a circle, and it just enters and exits like so. Now, real quick, I'll demonstrate. If you happen to mess up and press E one too many times on a logic circuit, and maybe you've lost track of how many times it's been rotated, and you want to just make sure you got it right, equip a hoe, right click, everything else will remain undisturbed, and you can just put it down and make sure that it's in the right spot again. And of course, if you can't recall how many times to press E to put it in the right spot, you can just put it down, figure that out yourself. In this case it's 1, and then go do it again here. Actually, I don't realize, I'm not sure if I pressed E that time, so let's try it again. Alright. Put it down, press E. There we go. So let's run it again, just to make sure. Okay, looking good. Now let's grab our items once again, and we'll put them in. So the cake should get ignored by all of them. The heartberry seeds go to the right, and the wood is pulled to the right as well. Excellent. So that works. Now, I did cover in past videos how to make the clock for this item filter. Any clock will work. You can do a standard, typical 2-second clock, which is what people like to do for sorting systems. An example of that, real quick, is like so. This is an example 2-second clock. This is something along these lines is what people tend to use for item sorters. I use a 1-second clock, which I will not build a tutorial for, but I will stand here a little bit so people can get a screenshot of it if they want. This is a 1-second clock, or you could use a 0.75 second clock. Hold on. You could use a 0.75 second clock like so, or you can use a 0.5 second clock. I would not recommend going any lower than 0.5 seconds because 0.4 seconds is the amount of time, or not, sorry. I would not recommend going any lower than 0.25 seconds, but personally I think that 0.5 seconds is more than enough. 0.25 seconds is the minimum amount of time needed for one cycle of the item filters, so I wouldn't recommend it going any lower. But yeah, that's the Moving Item Filter 3.0. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me in either the comments or in the Core Keeper Circuitry Discord. I'm always available to answer questions and help out with your design needs. Thanks for watching.